Okay, sir, you can start.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, make me co-host. By that I'm.
Yes, sir, మిమ్మల్ని co-host చేసేసి please.
Okay. Okay. So, good evening, children. Once again, I think all of you in mute. Okay, no problem. So, we are going to discuss about seed dispersal today. So, Bharat sir, is it visible and audible?
Yes, sir, clear, sir.
Okay. Now I am going to the slideshow mode. Right. So, good evening, children, once again. So, here about the seed dispersal. Before going to the seed dispersal, I think we already completed about the flower, pods, and the reproduction in plants. So, do you know which part of the flower turns into fruit? I think all of you children, you are very active on chart. So, come on to the chart and tell me which part of the flower turns into fruit. Someone, Rohit, called as ovule. No. Petals. No. Any more? Ovary. Yeah. Siddharth. Right. Siddharth. Right. Causal. Okay. Over here. So, listen carefully, children. In the flower, generally, four floral parts are there. Generally. Why I am saying generally means all these four floral parts does not exist in all flowers. Some flowers may have four floral parts. Some flowers having three. Some having two. Some like this. Okay. In these four floral parts, see here, this is the calyx which appears in green color. This protects the flower in bud condition. Okay. And this is one is corolla. This is the attractive parts. The single part of corolla is petal. Okay. So these calyx and corolla are called as non-essential organs or non-essential floral parts. They are not essential for the reproduction. What about the essential parts? These appear in this color. I think, are you following my cursor? Okay. These are called as stamens. The group of stamens are called as androecium. Androecium, group of stamens. So this is called as male reproductive part of the flower. Male. Okay. Next comes to the, see here, this part. This is the stigma and the total is style, and this is the ovary. Stigma, style, ovary, this total consists of gynoecium. This is the female part. Okay? Okay. Stop charting. Right. So see here carefully. Okay. So total 3 parts are there in the female reproductive part. What are those 3 parts? One is stigma, style, and ovary. Finally, our conclusion is after the fertilization, the ovary turned into fruit. The ovary turned into fruit. And what develops from ovule? After the fertilization, ovule turns into seed. Yeah, seed. So, after Listen carefully, children. After fertilization, ovule turned into seeds, ovary turned into fruits. Is it clear? Are you able to follow? Is it clear? Okay. Then we move to the next slide. Okay. After fertilization, just now we discussed, ovary develops as fruit and ovules develop into seeds. When the seeds germinate, they give birth to new plants. See here, this is the flower. Here the ovary is there. Ovary turned into fruit. In the fruit, so many seeds are there. Okay. So once again, after the fertilization, ovary part turns into fruit. Remember this carefully. This is for your NMMS question. Yeah. After fertilization, ovary develops as fruit. What about the ovules? Ovules turned into seeds. Okay. Ovary to fruit, ovule to seeds. Right? Okay. Next, why are seeds dispersed? So we know that seeds are there. Okay, seeds are present in the fruit. Why the seeds are dispersed? Why? Because most of the seeds fall in the soil and get buried in the ground. After some time, what will happen? They germinate and grow into small plants. Imagine if all the seeds fall on the ground at same place. What will happen if all the seeds fall in the same place and germinate, producing plants? Remember, there are only 5 food packets are there. Hello, who is this Manoj? Stop chatting. Are you able to follow or not? So imagine there are only 5 food packets are there, or only 5 meals are available there, but you are 10 members. What will happen? There is a competition towards the food. Okay, there is a competition, and there is a fighting towards the food. Like that, here also, like that, here also, will they have sufficient place to grow? No. Why? Because if all the plants, all the seeds germinate at the same place, there is no sufficient place to grow for each plant. Will they get sufficient sunlight and water? No. There is a crowd. There is a crowd of plantlets. So what will happen? Some plants, they may grow, their growth is stunted. Their growth is restricted. Their growth is inhibited. Okay. Will they get, can they survive in the absence of light and water? No. What we know is plants perform photosynthesis and they synthesize food in the presence of sunlight. If there is no sunlight, there is no photosynthesis and there is no food. So by the starving, the plants may die. So they must require light and water. For this, they must have sufficient place to grow. Okay. So seeds are carried from one place to another so that they get suitable conditions to grow. This is called dispersal of seeds. For example, if a plant produces 10 fruits, each fruit having 10 seeds, remember, actually so many seeds are there, 10 seeds, it means 100 seeds are there. If 100 seeds fall at the same place, there is no, that is not suitable for the growth and development of that plant. So seeds are carried from one place to another so that they get suitable conditions to germinate, suitable conditions to grow. This is called dispersal of seeds, seed dispersal, right? Why are seeds dispersed? Why? Because to avoid competition with the mother plant for air, water, and minerals, plants disperse their seeds to different distances. For example, if the seeds are fall on the same ground below the plant, what will happen? If they, even though they germinate, even though they are competition, there is having not enough sunlight because the plant shade is there. So to avoid competition with the mother plant for air, water, minerals, and of course for sunlight also. So the plants disperse their seeds to different distances. Wantonly they are doing dispersing the seeds. The process of dispersal varies from plant to plant. Plant to plant. Rakshita, I am going to give you a chance after that. So say here, the process of dispersal. For example, mango plant, they disperse the seeds in one way. Calotropis, they disperse the seeds other ways. And some other plants, they disperse the seeds in other ways. So plants have special mechanism for seed dispersal. Each and every plant having different mechanisms. Not all plants follow the same mechanism. As you know, there is a diversity in the seed dispersal also. Observe different seeds. Here, so many seeds are there. The seeds are having different looks, shape, size, color, weight. Okay. All are different. Some are having hooks, some are having pricks and needles. So these are the seeds. Okay. Name the seeds that are round and heavy. Some seeds are round and some seeds are heavy. Some seeds are very light. Some seeds having feathers, like that. Different types of plants, they may produce different types of seeds according to their species and genus. Okay. Which seeds can float on water? Now tell me, according to these seeds, if the seeds having heavy, what will happen? They may fall on the ground, or they may fall, even though they fall on the water, they may sink up to the ground. So which seeds can float on water? The seeds which are having feathers, the seeds which are having very light weight, the seeds which are having layers like coconut, okay, in which the air is present. So that type of seeds, they may float on water. Okay. Which seeds contain hooks, thorns, not horns, thorns? Why? See here, this type of, some type of seeds having hooks or thorns. Why? Because they may be attached to that some animals. That is some intention is there. Are they hairy seeds, light and flat? Why? Yeah. These hairy seeds having some hairs, they are very light. Like parachutes, they are floating in the air. They are carrying by the wind or air. Okay. So, because of this reason, different. How are fibrous seeds? These are the fibrous seeds. Fibrous means having fiber, some layers like this. Are they light or heavy? They are very light. Okay. Different agents of the seed dispersal. Just now we discussed that different plants, they vary or they follow different mechanism for their seed dispersal. See here for first variety, dispersal through wind. These seeds have light and hairy structure at one end. They travel with wind and settle at a suitable place to germinate. Seeds that are dispersed through air are usually light. Light means lightweight and are either very small or light with wings on them or some hairy structures on them. See here, these are having some hairs. These are very light. These are having very simple structures. I think all of you are aware of this type of seeds. Some are floating or in the air. Okay. You might have observed some of the seeds like floating on the like calotropis, gilledu. All this is tridax, gaddi chamanti. So this type of seeds having so much of hairs, feathers or wings-like structures, and they are having light weight. They may carry it by the wind easily. Okay. And see the second one, dispersal by water. Dispersal by water. Most of the seeds, which are the plants in which they are growing at the coastal area, for example, coconuts. Okay. The seeds adapted to float on water are usually light. It means lightweight, not light means here lightweight. The outer covering of the seed has empty spaces filled with air, and some are fibrous with air spaces that encloses the old seed or fruit. Remember, imagine a coconut. The total seed is completed encloses with a fruit cover that is having fibrous or empty spaces with air. Because of this empty spaces with air, it is easily traveled or carried by the on the water. Okay. Not only coconuts, so many plants which are growing in aquatic habitats or marine habitats, all the their seeds, they may be floated on the water, or they may be taken away by the water currents or waves or water currents. See the third one. What is the third one? Dispersal of seeds by birds and other animals. See here. Why, imagine why the seeds takes place by the birds or other animals. Why? Because these seeds having some thorns or hooks. Okay. Seeds are dispersed by animals in many ways. In case of fleshy fruits, the fruit is eaten by animals. Imagine if there is, I think you might have observed this for example. Tomatoes are there. So birds eat the tomatoes. What will happen to the seeds? They may residual. They may excrete the seeds at some place and they germinate at that place. It means in case of fleshy fruits, the fruit is eaten by the animal, while some dry fruits with specialized structures like hooks, thorns, hairy parts get stuck to the bodies of animals and get carried to distinct places. Imagine when we are also moving in the garden here and there, some garden or in the local grasslands, local here and there, some seeds are stuck to our dresses, our pants or shirts and our dresses. Those are seeds. Whenever we observe those seeds, after some time, we will throw these seeds at some other place. It means the seeds are dispersed by the human being also. Like that, the seeds are distributed by birds, human beings, and goats, sheep, cattle, etc., etc. Because of their hooks and thorns. Dispersal by bursting of roots that throw the seeds. Imagine all of you aware of this type of dispersal. For example, many fruits enclose the seed in a capsule or pod. Upon drying, the pod explodes, releasing the seeds with great force in the surroundings. Okay. For example, you might have observed some of the this one, Crossandra umbellifolia. What is that? Kankambaram. నీళ్లు పడంగానే కనకాంబరం గింజలు చెక్న ఇట్లా పేలి చాలా దూరంగా వస్తాయి. మీకు అందరికి తెలిసే ఉంటుంది. మనం జాగ్రత్తగా లేకపోతే కరెక్ట్గా కూడా గుచ్చుకుంటే అప్పుడప్పుడు. సో బెండి, మస్టర్డ్ అండ్ సీడ్స్ ఆఫ్ పీ ఫ్యామిలీ, బఠానీ కానీ, కంది, పెసర, మినుము ఎండిన తర్వాత ఏమవుతాయి? ఇట్లా మొత్తం విచ్చుకొని ముడతలు పడిపోతాయి. Some seeds grow in capsules which, when touched, burst and uncoil, spiral like with a force in such a way that they scatter the seeds all around. By this bursting, by this uncoiling, what will happen? The seeds are dispersed in all directions, but all the places. Okay. scattering of the seeds. See here, collect the fruits of Crossandra, Kankambaram from your or your friends' houses, sprinkle water on them. What will happen? Kankambaram మొక్కల దగ్గర వాటిపైన నీళ్లు పట్టి చల్లి చూడండి, ఏమవుతుంది? ఆ గింజలు ఇట్లా బయటికి ఇట్లా చట్ట పేలుతాండి, చట్ చట్ సౌండ్ వస్తుంది. Seeds of balsam, dry parts of pea, gingerly, til, Bhendi, all these having the same scattering mechanism. ఇవన్నీ కూడా గురి గింజలు మనకు తెలుసు. ఎండిన తర్వాత ఏమవుతుంది? ఆ ఫ్రూట్ మొత్తం కూడా ఇట్లా బర్స్ట్ ఓపెన్, ఫోర్స్ గా ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది. ఓపెన్ అయి ఆ ఫ్రూట్ కవర్ అన్కాయిల్ అవుతుంది, ముడతలు పడుతుంది. పెసర కూడా చూడండి, పెసర, మినుము, కంది ఓపెన్ అయినాక అన్కాయిల్ ఇట్లా మెలకలు పడుతుంది. ఆ స్పీడ్ లోనే గింజ ఎగిరి దూరంగా పడుతుంది. సో సీడ్ డిస్పర్సల్ టేక్స్ ప్లేస్ బై ద ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ అన్కాయిలింగ్ ఆర్ స్కాటరింగ్ ఆర్ ద బర్స్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద fruits or dry fruits or pods. Okay. So some seeds are sticky. Remember, some seeds are sticky and get stuck to the beaks of birds, and in course of flight, they fall down at a distant places. Often, some birds carry seeds with their beaks. Some of them fall before they reach their nesting places. Imagine some fruits or some seeds all look attractive. The birds, they may thought that these are very fleshy fruits. They can catch the seeds or fruits with their beaks. After some time, they know that this is not having fleshy. They may discard that fruits or seeds in somewhere. Like that, some seeds and fruits having sticky, gummy in nature. They are sticky to the beaks or the feathers or the body parts of some birds or animals. See here, this puppy, this dog, having stuck by so many seeds. Okay, it means so many seeds are stuck or sticky by their gummy nature, or their hooks, or their thorns, or their needle-like structures. They are stuck to the birds or animals. After so much of time, sometime we may notice that these having some seeds or having some thorns or prickles, we may remove them. So what will happen? They are dispersed by us also. So dispersal of seeds through human being, just now we discussed. Generally, we sow seeds of flowers, fruits, and vegetables in our home garden. For example, imagine I may visit Suryapet. So Bharat are having some nice flowering plants. So I may request him to, sir, please give me some seeds. And I may carry those seeds to my home place like Khammam, and I germinate here. It means so many seeds are, what will happen? They be carried by the human beings for our purposes, for our ornamental purposes, for our agricultural purposes, for our vegetable, fruits and flowers purposes. Nowadays, we see different kinds of fruits and vegetables around us. Import and export of grains like wheat, pulses, maize, paddy is a common practice through which many seeds get dispersed all over the world. For example, I think all of you are aware of that. While we are cultivating paddy, mirchi, cotton, sugarcane, tobacco, so many things, but groundnut, but all are not originated in India. Some crops being carried from other countries also. It means this is the common practice that which many seeds get dispersed all over the world. It is funny to think that seeds also travel by aeroplanes and ships. Yeah, imagine your brother or sister is there in USA or in Canada. While he is traveling to that place, he is carrying some seeds or grains. It means the seeds are carried by the human beings and they are traveled by the ships or planes. Okay. Why plant produce so many types of seeds, so many number of seeds? Imagine all the seeds of a fruit should be able to germinate to produce new plants. But actually, this does not happen. Imagine whenever the seeds are able to place landed in a suitable environment, then it is able to germinate. Imagine if the seed is placed or land on a rock, what will happen? There is no suitable soil, water to germinate. So it is in vain. If this happens, we will see only same type of plants in large number in our surroundings. All seeds don't germinate because of lack of germinating or growth at a suitable environment. Some seeds never germinate to produce new plants. Some seeds germinate, but plants die before maturation. To overcome these problems, plants produce a large number of seeds. It means plants think that if in this large number of seeds, maybe some seeds maybe grow, in some seed may be landed in the suitable place, they may be germinate and they may be give rise to the new plants. Okay. So see here, seeds are carried from one place to another so that they get suitable conditions to grow. These are key points. Remember, children, remember these points. Seeds are carried from one place to another so that they get suitable conditions to grow, suitable conditions to germinate, suitable conditions to give rise to new plants. This is called as dispersal of seeds. Seed dispersal. Seed dispersal is essential for survival of plants. Okay, if not, what will happen? We discuss. All the seeds get fall on the same ground, same place. There is a competition for sunlight, water, place, minerals, etc. and etc. They would not grow. Seeds of different shapes, size, and structure on them help in dispersal. It means different types of plants, they may produce different types of seeds and different types of mechanism for seed dispersal. Seeds are dispersed by wind, water, birds, animals, particularly human beings also. Okay. Now, let us discuss agents of dispersal. Some by wind. Imagine anyone come onto the chart. Anyone come onto the chart and tell me what type of seeds they may be dispersed through wind. Wind. గాలి ద్వారా ఏ విత్తనాలు డిస్పర్స్ చేయబడతాయి? త్రూ విండ్, యా, calotropis, grass, yeah, jilledu, yeah, very good. Okay, now come on to water, and by water, coconut, and anyone, yeah, lotus, very good. Kalvatamara, very good, right? Next, by animals. By animals, yeah, hairy structures. By animals also, right? Any fruits, any seeds, any flowering. Okay. Okay. Next, by birds, any fruits, any seeds, any sticky nature. Okay. Next, by human beings. Okay. And by any other. It means so many of their, so many types of agents are there for seed dispersal. Okay. So children, I'm stopping my sharing here. So see clearly about the seed dispersal. Seed dispersal is an essential mechanism for the plants. Okay. If seed dispersal is there, what will happen? The seeds are scattered or carried to different places or distinct places so that they get suitable environment, suitable germination place. If not, what will happen? If all the seeds fall on the same ground at same place, if all the seeds trying to germinate, what will happen? There is a competition for growth. There is a competition for space or place. There is a competition for sunlight. There is a competition for water, minerals, etc. So what happened during the competition? Most of the plants die. So because to prevent this condition, every plant, they may disperse their seeds to the distinct places. Okay. So seed dispersal is essential. For this seed dispersal, different plants, they may carry different types of mechanisms. What different type of mechanisms? They may produce different types of seeds with different parts in there. It means some seeds are light, some seeds having feathers, some seeds having wings, some seeds having very heavy. Why? Because during the wind also it automatically fall on the ground. So like that, so many plants, they may follow so many mechanisms for their dispersal of the seeds. It means plants are very brilliant than us to disperse their seeds, to scatter their seeds. They may follow different mechanisms. Okay, this is about the seed dispersal. Generally, many questions we are expecting on seed dispersal in your NMMS examination. Like they may ask about they may give the seeds type. They may ask about the dispersal agent. They may give the dispersal agent. They may ask about the examples. Okay. So seed dispersal, seed having dispersed by air, water, or human beings, birds, etc. And examples you may thorough with this, may easily answer about the questions which are coming in your NMMS examination about the seed dispersal. Oh, now coming to your raising hands. Okay, who are they? Yes, anyone having any doubts? Anil Kumar. Okay, Anil, unmute and say your doubt. Gingerly, mana til, nuvulu కూడా తప్పేళ్తాయి. ఫ్లవర్ ఇట్లా ఫ్రూట్ క్యాప్సూల్ ఉంటుంది, తప్పేలి గింజలు బయటకు వచ్చేస్తాయి. సార్, వాట్ ఈస్ సీడ్ డిస్పర్సల్? ఓ, ద టోటల్ క్లాస్ ఈజ్ ఆన్ సీడ్ డిస్పర్సల్. విత్తనాలు వెదజల్లబడతాయి. ఎందుకంటే ఉన్న విత్తనాలు మొత్తం కూడా ఒకే చోట కనుక కింద పడితే ఏమవుతుంది? కాంతి కోసం, ప్లేస్ కోసం, నీటి కోసం, ఒక ఫుడ్ కోసం కాంపిటీషన్ ఉంటుంది. కొన్ని మొక్కలు చనిపోతాయి, కొన్ని మొక్కలే పెరుగుతాయి. అందుకని మొక్కలు చాలా తెలివైనవి. దే ఆర్ వెరీ క్లెవర్ దాన్ ద హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ అండ్ దే disperse their seeds, they scatter their seeds. Okay, that is seed dispersal. It goes on this. Yeah, anyone? Who is this alone boys? Tinnara padukunnara? Who is this fellow? Okay, right? Bharat sir? I think no doubts. Why? Because they are asking, they are chatting in different way. Can we close?
Yes, sir. I'm closing the meeting. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right.